Well, the three-state polls have already started across Assam, Kerala and, of course, Puducherry, along with the key bypolls in Nagaland, Karnataka as well as Tripura. And needless to say, it is going to be very significant that we keep our eyes on the screens right at the bottom of Times Now as well, where we are putting out not just the numbers but also the big takeaways. Pranesh, whom do we have on the show today?
Shekhar Iyer, Mr. Rajagopalan, Dharani, our colleague, Anamika, Rashid Kidwai joins the broadcast. Mr. Kidwai, good to see you on Times Now. You're all smiles. Let's begin with Assam, sir. Look what we've come to. You know, from substantive issues of identity, of illegal infiltration, immigrants, etc. Now, Congress has injected this passport narrative. And you know what's happening with Pawan Khera. The Assam police was in Delhi, raided his house. He's in Hyderabad at an undisclosed location, so to say. He's moved court seeking anticipatory bail.
Yeah, thank you, Pradesh. I think, it's a sideshow that is going on at full display. We need to remember who started all this 2 months ago. The chief minister had leveled some serious allegations against wife of a prominent opposition leader, and it was grave, serious charges. The Home Ministry, Ministry of External Affairs, and of course, other agencies have done very little, at least in the public domain. Here also comes the question of functioning of election commission. During Shekhar and both Mr. Rajagopalan would vouch for it. The chief minister in Westminster's parliamentary democracy model is reduced to lame duck, a caretaker status. Now, how a allegation of a personal nature can become a thing that, it warrants that Assam police goes and tries to arrest, Congress spokesperson is something that election commission should have taken a call.
They will take a call, I'm sure. You were asking something, Meghna.
Yes, I was saying that this is interesting. If you are saying that this is a process which is being followed, if he's not hurt, then there is nothing to fear, isn't it? One would imagine that if you feel that you haven't broken the law, then go ahead, submit yourself for probity. What's wrong with that?
Meghna, it's not that simple. That is, of course, a point of law. More important thing is, can a caretaker chief minister initiate such action? This is, during the election commission, the election period, the election commission is in control of all such things, So the officials who have initiated this, they need to answer, or election commission should have asked them, why are you acting like this? Why is that, Delhi police, Assam police is going to Delhi and elsewhere and trying to arrest Mr. Pawan Khera? I'm not
the election commission and the antics of the chief minister in just a bit. But, do you believe 3 days before polls to rake up this manufactured passport issue is a sign of desperation on part of the Congress party?
Well, I think there is been desperation from all sides. So yes, I mean, you can accuse Pawan of that, but what I'm saying is he's not alone in that league. As I said, who started all this in February? If allegations had any merit on Gogai's wife, then the Home Ministry should have followed. The Ministry of External Affairs should have followed.
Okay, I request you to stay with us, because at the end of it, in fact, I'm going to go across to the big plasma. At the end of it, we have to be mindful that the elections are on. We have seen acrimony, but is that the reason why probity should stop because elections are on? But before that, let's get you the big numbers. It's important that we get the bigger picture here as well. Today, as Assam votes, all of it is, of course, going to be in single phase. This is what the numbers look like. The total number of seats, of course, is 126 BJP. Now, remember, this is a second-term BJP government that we are talking about. The first under Himanta Biswa Sarma is 75 is the seat share for the BJP. The voter percentage is that of 44. Now, what is interesting here is if you see the vote share of the Congress is at a 43. Barely a 1% difference in the vote share. But when it comes to seat share, clearly they fail to convert the vote share into the seat share. Now, it's good that we are looking at Assam at this level, but we should also be very mindful of the demographics. We are going to try and pull up the demographics of Assam, because let's not forget, and let me go across to Shekhar Iyer. There is on one hand, talking about the double engine Sarkar. You have Himanta and Modi. That is the big pitch which has been made. One would imagine Vikas should be the big push. But why is the poll narrative focused on Mia Muslim? Why is the entire narration focused on infiltration and Ghuspetia instead of what it should be, one would imagine, that of the double engine Sarkar of Vikas?
Eknath, that is largely because Congress decided to move away from that point which Tarun Gogoi had taken, that is Gaurav Gogoi's father. See, Tarun Gogoi, the senior Congress leader who was Assam Chief Minister for a long term, he could also articulate the fears of the indigenous Assamese population. But over a period, what has happened is, since Gaurav Gogoi took over and the Congress, over a period, they have not been able to articulate the concerns and the fears of the local Assamese population. You see, this is an issue which has been there since independence. And do not forget, there was an Assam Accord signed by Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi and the agitating students under the banner of All Assam Students Union. Since then, what has happened is, Congress has allowed the BJP to be the sole voice which articulates the fears that have been there, the fear of swamping, fear of land grabbing, and because of the porous border. Now, why has the Congress left that space? Why has the Congress not articulated the concerns of both people, minorities who are the genuine citizens of Assam, as well as the fears of the majority? Because nobody in Assam denies the influx that has happened.
Asking too much of the Congress party, because they are facing a situation where they can't even retain their top leaders. I mean, look at 2015 when Himanta crossed over, and now he is being called the architect of the BJP Northeast. So Rashid Kidwai, what Shekhar Iyer is saying is a point that needs to be underlined.
Absolutely. I think in terms of poll strategy, etc., the Congress is lacking, and the Congress should have done much more. That's Tarun Gogoi was also representative of a majority community leader. That cannot be said about Gaurav Gogoi, and there are a lot of host of issues. But I'm not so sure about your kind of support or endorsement of this defection politics. Defection is actually a curse in parliamentary democracy. Once again, it cannot be made as a poll strategy. Almost 1/3 of people who are there from the BJP side have a past. So what about ideology? It looks very flimsy that we are talking about ideology.
You see,
but ideology,
you may have problems with defection politics, but defection is totally democratic. The constitution allows it. And it has
and also Congress also has its own defectors from the BJP in Assam.
There is no constitutional provision for, both my journalist friend would vouch, there is no constitutional provision for defections.
No. There is no constitutional provision, Mr. Kidwai, that says that if you suddenly decide to change from Congress to BJP, you can't.
Pranesh, you should be asking, this question, why. I can understand what you're saying. The people can change political loyalty and affiliation. Why on the eve of election? Why this magnitude of it? Is there a design? Is there an allurement? I mean,
Let's just listen to the Kerala Chief Minister, Pinarayi Vijayan.
എന്ന് ചിന്തിക്കുന്നവരാണ്. ആ ജനത്തിന് കൃത്യമായ അനുഭവമുണ്ട്. ആ അനുഭവം അവരെ ബോധ്യപ്പെടുത്തിയിട്ടുള്ളത് LDFന് മാത്രമേ പ്രതിബദ്ധതയോടെ നാടിൻ്റെ പുരോഗതി മുന്നോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ കഴിയുകയുള്ളൂ എന്നാണ്. ഒരു തരത്തിലുള്ള LDF ആകുമ്പോൾ ഉണ്ടാകില്ല എന്നവർക്ക് ഉറപ്പുണ്ട്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് കേരളത്തിൽ നമ്മുടെ രാജ്യത്തെ തന്നെ ഏറ്റവും കുറഞ്ഞ അഴിമതി